Who or what is forming you? And what type of person are you being formed into? The average American spends about 2 hours engaging in religious activities on Sundays. If a church worship gathering is 75 minutes each week and someone attends every single Sunday, that's only 1% of their 120 waking hours per week. In the West, we've truncated the majority of our spiritual formation down to that 1%. And that's assuming we make church attendance a priority. Add to that all the things that crowd out meaningful spiritual development throughout the week. Hectic work schedules, kids' sports, endless scrolling on Facebook, and all the justifications we make to ourselves about skipping church or not reading our Bible. But here's what I've come to believe in my own life. There is no such thing as spiritual stasis. You are being formed by whoever or whatever you set your attention and affections on. Every day, you and I are being formed into someone who looks more and more like Jesus or less. Again, let me ask you, who or what is forming you? And what type of person are you being formed into? In the New Testament, the word Christian is used rarely. The word disciple is used frequently, over 240 times. Discipleship to Jesus is the essence of the Christian life. But in antiquity, discipleship was less about listening to a sermon or sitting in a class to learn key doctrines. And while those things are good and they're necessary parts of discipleship, discipleship doesn't end there. In fact, the best English word to compare biblical discipleship to would be the word apprenticeship. In Jesus' day, rabbis would take apprentices under their wing, and your aim, if you were under a rabbi, was threefold in nature: to be with your rabbi, become like him, and do as he did. So full devotion to Jesus is being with Jesus, becoming like Jesus, and doing as Jesus did. We're not formed into a person of love and joy and kindness and generosity by what we do with 1% of our lives. It's through the small and seemingly inconsequential things that we do Monday through Saturday. A fully devoted follower of Jesus is someone who is intentional about the choices and habits and relationships that are forming him or her. So we're kicking off the fall with a 4-week message series called Practicing the Way. And on top of that, we're hosting an 8-week course on Wednesday evenings that gets into all the practicalities of what it means to follow Jesus with our lives. So join us this fall if you want to be formed into a person that looks more like Jesus, someone who seeks to be with Jesus, become like him, and do as Jesus did.